What made you not inject?
I did a couple times. I did, but I probably got hepatitis that way. But like, someone done me a few times. Like I remember, I better not mention his name because he's still active. But I had a go, but I was a smoker, so I don't deny that I had a go. It's easy to say no, I didn't inject, but I did, but I didn't know how to do it myself. So it's easier just if I bump into this fella, or then we'd go out together. He would do it, but then I'd smoke. You know, like I'd have a go, kind of thing. And then what you're not realising, and what people don't want to talk about, is the spoon that it's in, the cigarette tip. When they suck it from this, what's the end of a cigarette? What's it called?
Filter.
Filter. When the filter's in the spoon, it's actually already contaminated. So when you put the needle on it, someone who's got hepatitis, which was fucking everybody, a lot of people had it, you're getting contaminated. Because it's not like HIV where blood, once it hits the air, it dies. Hepatitis, it was an outbreak, you know, and people didn't know, and we now know that. So I got hepatitis back then, but I didn't know then. It lays dormant, it's slippery, it's a killer, all the rest of it, you know. Like I got.
Is this hepatitis C then?
Hepatitis C. I got left with cirrhosis now. So I got to be vigilant now, and I'll tell you what happened as we moved into the recovery years. But so really, like there's still a few more, quite a lot of stories, Shaun. I escaped out of the dock and prison and stuff like that. But so that then meant that I had to go thieving, and I remember where I had a fight with another after I left that situation, right? And I remember like everyone's gone now, like the money's gone. It's like the morning after the night before, like 8-9 days of madness. Had the feeling of the stroke, the money's gone, right? There was no like giving it to fucking, because I'd split up with Jacinta then. I was 23, 22. I hadn't got into that story of what happened there, but really it's a sad story, and she has family, and but I split up with her because she was on drugs like I was, and she made a couple of mistakes like I did, and that's something I would not want to be saying about her, you know, but God rest her soul, you know, she experienced some shit, and I had to split up with her, and I had to go and get my daughter out of that situation. I had to go into a yardy fucking crack house with some heavy people, yeah? It's not a lie, it's the truth. And I didn't give a fuck because it had to happen because my daughter was in there. She's 18 months old. And people saying, when he gets out, meaning me, he's going to do something because this little firm, there was 3 brothers and then there's others around it, and there was door with gates on it. So I am fucking coming out, and I don't care. They might be able to do me something. I'm not pretending. I've never pretended that I'm anything. Right, I'm just by myself. I've always been that way, right? And some of the other stories, the violence in the prisons happened after, you know, because I'm only 22, 23 here. That was just the beginning. There's some more to come. I ain't even started, you know, really, the truth be known. It's all coming to me, you know. But like, I went into that and that situation, and there was only one brother there, and some other, and they went, all right. I could see they was a bit shook. Done me a favour, give me a bit of confidence. If there would have been quite a few in there, I might have gone into that situation. But I got out, and I remember going up to her, the house, and so I knew them. Do you know what I mean? It weren't like I didn't know them. But what I'm saying is Jacinta was attached to that group, so it wasn't very healthy. And me and certain person had to be careful because he's kind of like feeding her drugs now. So do you understand? He manipulated her, very beautiful young girl. But my fucking daughter's there, and Jacinta is there. But I'm a bit uncomfortable with the situation, but I've got to get her out. And got her out, I fucking did, right? It took a day, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember the main one comes in, all this drama, like heavy dude. These dudes were killers, you know? These dudes were like they were murderers. That's it, you know? Like, but there was always an element of before the gun is the principle, whatever it is. So like, it's like he knew that I was there and I was right for what I was experiencing. He was feeding her drugs. He's bringing it, you know, that's not your fucking job. You know what I mean? So I had to face it, and I got her out of there. I then got her basically into a rehab, and I didn't know. You know, you look back and I was 23 and I got into a fucking rehab, and like, I was just active still. And I was saying to her, no, me and you split up. We have to, you know, where we're both at. I was talking like that. My daughter, you know, and I got her into a rehab. well, as mad as a March hare. I remember, like I sometimes all of a sudden have beautiful clothes. Like I'd nick someone's fucking whole wardrobe up in Kensington, like their suits. You know what I mean? Like, and it's Armani, by the way, the Americans, the Yanks, right? Like, you know, that's what we do now. It's tailor made. No, back so I would nick their suit. Next minute, I'm in a suit. And people were like, so I'd always spun people's heads a little bit because I wasn't down. I'd have to come back again. And when you get nicked and you're in and out of prisons, you got a chance again. You got to coming out. I'm not just scared. Oh, I don't want no money. I don't want to really feel it. I fucking had to feel it. You do the crime, you do the time. The old saying, you got to do it. You don't want to do it, but you do it. And you know, and I took her to the rehab. I remember in a suit. My hair was just all over the gaff, and I put her in there. So now. That was the last bit, wasn't it? If you think about the emotional attachment, which I didn't have any understanding to speak of, an emotional awareness side of it, Shaun. I was helping her. Didn't have a fucking clue. It was all about me, but I tried my best to help her. And then now, when that link severed, 16 to 22, I'm 23 now, I haven't got that responsibility. I went fucking even more crazy, which I didn't really understand it. I was totally free. With all the underlying feelings of the past from parents, from they split up, for the first love of my life, to the next experience, which is I'm on fucking heavy hitting drugs here. I'm now done possibly 2.5 years in prison for coming on to 3. I remember doing another 18 months for burglary. Do you know I done it? It's all in my previous history in the book I've got. It's not published yet. It's just finished. It's ready to go, but it's all there. So it shows the in and out. It shows the jumping around in and out of prison. And you know, and off I really went into the system even more now, right? There was a really crazy, because that was a heavy situation going in to get her, by the way, right? That was really heavy. There's some bits I couldn't really say there, like which was a bit of violence, which went a bit over the top. You know, which caused consequences, which caused us all to like disperse, stuff like that. And so all just madness stuff. But I'm now just carrying on burgling, getting some more money, and I'll go home to my mum now. So I'd go to mum, she'd look at me like in amazement. I remember I'd be like on the floor in the front room, out of my nut of heroin, like fucking crack, the foil, everything around me in the front room. I've got everyone else who's younger. I'm the oldest brother. Anna's married, you know. 3 are at home. And I'm like that. And she'd come in and she'd go, be Jesus. She's Irish. She'd go, be Jesus. What have I done here? Like, I'll go, what's the matter? What's the matter with you? Kind of thing. And she's go, like, you know, poor mum, you can imagine what she's thinking. Like, you know, what's happened to him? I'm fucking all right. It's you. It's your fault. And you know, and she'd always get me something to eat. She'd slow me down a little bit, but then in the morning, up I get, off I go, right? And I'll go into the areas. So, like as I say, the drug dealers, I'd rob them. I got known for doing that. Not like every single one. I'll rob them. You know, like if I'm going to score and there's a few of them there, and he's left us waiting for a little while, I'd fucking rob him. You know, that was because he left us waiting. People would be shocked when it would happen. But it's not like a professional robbery. It's not been set up. He's just got some bags on him, in about £10 bags. And I was like, give me that. You know, and then someone else might be there who's game, you know, and me and him. So let's rob him when he goes. So it's very mad because then these people, I've got friends that the dealers come back and kill them. Like, you know, so you know, I look back and someone was looking after me, you know, because I kind of went through it. I got away. I'm here. Look, I'm alive. I'm here. And then arrested again, burglary, right? So the judge from the past was like, and Julian comes from a result of a broken marriage in the probation, right? You know, at 12 years of age, you know, his mother went to the hospital, his dad was a womanizer. But you're fucking saying it in your 20s now, it's carrying on. But finally the judge recognised, because my own family could see I got dealt with harshly. Because I wasn't an informer. People say you're on the drugs, you're an informer, you're this, you got a bad name. Personally, I wasn't. You know, my history's in the history, and then the judge could recognise that I hadn't been given a break. So from the 12 years of age when I got like attempted ABH, and then the attempted theft of a motor vehicle, you're not going to prison for that. The very next one, ABH, 15, I got remanded into custody got bail and then got the 18 months where I told you that. I was at 17, right? So that meant I didn't get probation. I got straight to prison. Normally, you don't go straight to prison, you know, unless you've done a serious crime, you go in prison. But the little things that's leading up to your career, you know, you get a chance. So the judge gave me my first chance at 26, right? Go to rehab. So I'm in the prison. You do all what you've got to say. You go and see the drug people in there. You write down, right, you want to go to, yes. And instead of prison, they say, right, well, you're going to go to a drug rehab. I went to this drug rehab. It's pointless talking about the rehab, right? I'm going to tell you what happened. This is so crazy, right? I go to the rehab. I eventually, after 6 or 7 weeks, I hook up with a girl, as you do, right? And we use... From the first person, a Scouser, a Liverpudlian, comes in. He said, do you want a bit of gear? I said, yes. He gives me the gear. So much for the step one stuff. We admitted to ourselves we were a power. So much for that. I wasn't ready. There was no God conscious, which means true self. That's what it means. Like that I weren't ready. A decision hasn't been made yet. Fuck the decision. Yeah, come on, bring it on. And we go and smoke it. Downstairs like that. You had a bit of gear, June? No. Right? It's back. It's scratching. You know, it's on me. And me and her, we're in love now. You know, two maniacs, an outpatient facility. You know, we fall in love. You know, we're going to do this, going to do that, right? Her boyfriend, who was married, by the way, he comes in to see her. He sees me. He's in his 30s. He's jealous of me. I look at him and say, you fucking mad. I'm a fucking lunatic. He was a multi-millionaire. She was getting money off him for nothing, like just to ram him or whatever she was doing. And me and her, she's posh. She's lovely. She's lovely. Jenny, I hope Jenny watches this. I ain't seen her for 20 years, mate. And she was lovely. She visited me in prison. And everything was great for a while. She got nicked bringing drugs into the prison. We ain't started yet. We ain't even started yet. Straight, all's true. God is my judge. So I leave with Jenny. He's heartbroken. I say, how the fuck you're married with kids? You know, Jenny was really sexy. You know, she's 25, he's 45, I'm 24, 25, 26. Well, around that age, right? We're in the rehab. And I leave first. We meet in London. I tell her to meet in London. Right, I get a hostel. I have to do something. I would have gone straight normally to my mother's. But this time, because I know she's coming out, I go to a hostel. So I go to the process of saying, you're home, just got out of prison. I get a hostel. I pick the love of my life up, Jenny. We're going to go into the sunset. We're going to get married probably soon. You know, have children. She comes out, lovely. I haven't got a pot to piss in. She's got 600 quid. I'll never forget it. £600, I thought, result. I'm going to use her money, right? She could, but I didn't really just take it off her. She was buying bits and pieces. And then this is what happened. One day, it was about 10 days have gone by, right? Normally, I'll get my own money. Normally, I haven't got, you know, I don't need anyone. Normally, and I got up one morning a bit earlier, like, and she's in bed fast asleep. And I say, Jenny, come on, like, get up, get some gears. She went, when I'm ready. What? Did you see the moment in my eye? I went back there. I went, we'll fucking see about that. And I went out, right? And I never see the mad thing straight across the road to the houses that are in Kings Avenue, Brixton Hill at the back, which is nice area. Some parts of Brixton are all right, especially now, all these years later. It's now really nice in Brixton. I go straight down the side. I don't even really see who's to my right in the next garden, right? As I look, as I go in, I'll make a bit of noise at the window because I went into their garden bit to get a shovel or something. I can't remember if it was a shovel. Whatever I got, I'm doing the window and it went pop. And as it went pop, a man next door went, excuse me. I went, yes. Like that. And he kind of, he reacted to me saying, yes, as if, and he went, he must have, obviously, I got down, I run, right? He phoned the police. As soon as I was down, CID, burglary squad, this type of people, as soon as I'm about 200 yards, I see them all pull up to go into the house. So that's how quick, obviously, it was, right? But luckily, obviously, I left, right? I go straight into an estate in Brixton, Blenheim Gardens, and I walked past a lady with her staff. I saw her, I didn't think much. I go and do her right, and I never forget, my mate lives there, Shane. I ain't seen him for years and years. Opposite is a staff with the window open, right? That house is the gangster of the estate. That's his house. Shane told me, right? He told me when I was in prison, right? This is later on. So cut it short, I get into that window, I flop in, and I just drop down, right? I can't get out of the kitchen. there's a 17 grand ring in a box in the food cupboard. And there's 4 £20 notes. For me, that's a right result. I got a 17 grand ring, which I got 3 grand for. Should have got like 10 for it. But, 3 grand's all right. Right? I got the 4 £20 notes, which was under a pot. So I go back to Jenny. So I cash it in. Not the ring. I got the 200 quid. I got the ring on me. I didn't know it was that. It's a solitaire. It's about 3 carats. So, it probably was worth more. But like the wording was, Julian's got like a 17 grand ring. Like, cause I went up to one of the chaps on the estate, and they looked at it and he said, no, I'll give you a grand for it. I said, I know it's worth more than a fucking grand, because the size of the solitaire, I knew I better get it looked at. So I bought the heroin and the crack with the 200 and went back to Jenny. It's a story with this, yeah? There's a big beginning, middle, and an end. Back to prison, right? So we smoked again. I say, look at this ring. And I said, you think I'm a fucking mug, do you? You tell me wait for you. I fucking got it now. I didn't say it like that, I'm exaggerating. But, I had the money now. I got the ring. She said, look. Right, so we finish it and we go to Hatton Garden. I cash it in anyway. I think it was 2,800, whatever. 2,800 again, 25 years ago. It's a nice chunk. It's about 15 grand, 20 grand now. And we do that, right? Right. The time frame here from me and Jenny leaving the rehab. Remember how I get in there through the court, right? Court says you go to rehab. So I've got this following me now, haven't I? Because I've left the rehab. So what about the probation? It's all accountability, isn't it? Well, where is he? Well, I'm not going to turn up to you. I'm going to probably get nicked. That's how I'll then get caught, right? And this is what happened, Shaun, right? So rehab, I leave with Jenny. She meets me. I get this money. I smoke it, right? We're smoking it. And then I get arrested for disexperience. I'm near the hostel. I go up to in the area. I go up. I see a window open. I get in. There's someone in the bedroom. I quickly take the video back then. Videos. We're going back some now, aren't we? Videos, right? And there's little bits and pieces, little scrap bits of gold. Not much, just a little bit. Some mostly shit. I just took it because there was someone in. Well, the video is going to get me my money, right? Because I've got none, right? So it's got to get me something. Well, what happened when I went into the shop just at the top of the road, right? He'd already seen me, this dude in the shop before. He knew that I owed someone some money. Just this man in the shop. So he see me on the street, but then he couldn't believe it when I come in his shop then. So he's already told someone, right, who's a grass, basically. Phoned the police. I've gone in with the video. Basically, I get away because he says I don't want it. So I leave. Next minute, right, all the police have come down where I was, right, and arrested me on the street, right. So I'm arrested. This is the time of taking into consideration TICs, the police. You're either I don't get bail, so you're gonna either be an informer, a grass, a snitch, or you're gonna do a deal for TICs, taken into consideration, which I'd never done. This means that you go in for handling, because the charge I would have been arrested for was handling, because I was never admitted to the burglary, because I'd done a burglary. I got the stuff from a burglary. Handling. Bearing in mind, this is what I went in for, right? Right. So police knew, you know what I mean? Come on, son, they went, why don't you just give us some TICs? We'll give you some bail. We'll give you time to sort her out. They're talking all their words, right? I'm in the hostel with her. Come on, she's waiting for you. And I end up walking out of the police station, not one handling, 2 burglaries and 44 TICs. That means 46 burglaries I didn't do. Hear why? The police didn't look back further enough. Yes, there could have been a 3-month period where I could have done them, but the 3 months I could prove I was in prison. They didn't look back enough. So I thought, result, I'm going to take this deal. But that's insane still. I'm still fighting for another day. That's all I'm doing. I'm fighting for another day. I could have just, as a normal, but I wasn't normal. I just wanted to get out, right? So I knew I was fighting for another day, right? So I was bailed for 9 weeks, right? I go back to Jenny. Oh, great, I'm out. Lovely. Turn up in court 9 weeks later, right? I've got heroin, crack on me. I've had a good whatever. I'm ready to go. Right, prison, right? I'm ready to go. Whatever. It's called a lay bench in London, right? They got a lay bench of 3 magistrates. The 3 magistrates was listening to the prosecutor, like 44 burglaries, 2 burglaries, 44, and he's on unconditional bail, right? I'm in the dock. To my right is the door. There's people have heard what's happened. So like Jenny and a couple of others in the dock, behind me in the dock, in the public gallery. The door is there to leave, 10 yards away from me. So I'm in the dock. The magistrates, is there any Mr. Xuereb, I'm sorry, but, unconditional bail. I'm going to remand you in. They didn't get custody out. This was the big, I just skipped the dock, out the door. As I turned to go out the door, I faced the prison officer that's on the desk so he's over there. I've got to go out the door, down the stairs to my left. It's only round the corner from me, 10 yards. He see me shit himself. I'll tell you why. Because as he's come running to me, I just went like that. I kind of even missed him. I kind of went like that, and he just dived on the floor. I heard he was off. We didn't see him again. I think he got sick pay and all that. I went out the door, down the bottom of the stairs. The spinning doors like that. Everyone ran after me. Right, I'm out the door. Boom, gone. Fucking, we live Campbell Green, Campbell Magistrates Court, Campbell Green. Like, we lived there. I just shot round the corner. Fucking helicopter. But by the time an helicopter, I'm already, they don't know, they haven't got my heat. There's everybody. Do you understand? I haven't been, they just got it swinging about. I just stay in the block. As I remember turning the corner, 2 prisoners were trying their half best, but they weren't going to come. They're in the area now where we are, the ghetto, but yeah, they're in the area. I kind of went like that and then turned the corner, like give them a little wave, and then I just waited in the block, right? That then was I'm now away, I'm free. I waited for a little while, then slipped up to my mum and told my mum, right, it's on the news, right? Dangerous fucking, I didn't see myself as dangerous, right? Probably something to do with my behaviour with the authorities, not like just the crime, there was no like dodgy thing with me. There was just crimes in the community for money. There wasn't no disgusting crimes, like I'm not saying burglary and theft and stuff like that is good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but like, why did they say that? But like, it was to do with being unpredictable. They had me down 1 minute being really rational and can express myself. And I get clean in the prison and I might get a little education job. All of a sudden, I just fucking turn on someone because they've said something that I've perceived. I was a bit of a deep thinker. Sitting in your fucking cell, you got all the time to what to think. What did that fucking bastard say again? So you're just thinking a lot, aren't you? So I obviously I go. So hold on. Yeah. So what happens 2 days later? Remember now, I'm at my mum's. I've escaped. I've gone up to my mum's. 2 days later, I end up, Jenny, I meet her, right? She said, fucking hell, from the jump in the dock and all that. I felt like a fucking face. Now jump in the dock, yeah, I've escaped now, right? Yeah. And I got grassed up a crack house. So where am I going? Look, crack house. I'm not going. I should have stayed at mum, just kept it down. But I had to meet her. I didn't know where she was. No mobile phones then. This is going back some 25 years. Yeah, 25 years, yeah. So meet her in Brixton, go up to this crack house. I got a little something on me and then not much, like 30, 40 quid to buy something. Smoking, this person grasped me up and the police come in, right? And not only that, right? I had the drugs, didn't I? That's it. I had the drugs. What I went to the court with, I had the drug. That's right. And why I say it, because I remember I had 5 little wraps in a shirt pocket. The police got the 44 wraps. I got arrested at the crack house. So I hit the prison. Right, it's confusing. 44 burglaries with 2 that they're going to charge, that I'll get charged with 44 taken into consideration, right? I jumped the dock. They caught me up the crack house with 46, 48 bags of heroin, and I've got 5 that they missed, right? I'm withdrawing. So they've got this, and that means I'm charged now with the burglaries, possession intent to supply heroin. Back then, you was getting like 8 years for just supplying, right? So I'm now with the burglaries. I haven't even really done anything. I thought, what have I done? I haven't done fuck all. What have I done here? Like, I didn't really do anything because I admitted to the burglaries that I didn't do. I got nicked for one, which would have been a handling. I would have gone guilty and just got nicked for handling. Because of my insanity, all them burglaries I've got to go up for, now the possession to supply heroin, that's a big charge back then. Now on its own, it's a big charge. And then I go back to the prison, right? And people looked at me like, what the fuck, man? Like, what happened? I don't know, right? Let's go straight to the point. Within a month, Jenny gets nicked for bringing in heroin, and I end up having 2 trials.